Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Elite Zone Live. This is where we teach you how to elevate your real estate marketing strategies, tactics, and hopefully, give you the tools and systems that you need to be a better, more successful, more efficient real estate agent. I'm here with my co-host, Shauna Stevens. Shauna, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing?
Well, I'm on my third cup of coffee, so I'm just starting to feel good.
Yeah, I have like one, but I think it's a 20-ounce coffee a day. So
That's
I'm
it.
about
I
halfway
think
there.
you're good. Yeah, I think agents can relate. I definitely think so. All
Right?
right, so I'm going to bring us both on the stage here. Boom, there we are.
Hello, hello.
All right, so today I want to introduce the topic. We talk a lot about visibility. We talk a lot about automation, follow up, speed to lead, right? Like all the pinnacle important things that agents should practice. But today I want to talk about the point in between the follow up and the visibility, which is the conversion.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about a little bit of, about why content may not be converting, and then the funnel fix that we
hmm
can teach for this. Now, I hear all the time, and I'm sure you do as well. Hey, I'm posting, I'm sharing, I'm showing up every day, but nobody is, throwing listings my way. I
Yeah.
hear that a lot, right? Now, I know also this is according to NAR, but in real estate, lead to client conversion averages between 0.4 and 1.2%.
Yeah.
So, right. So we're going to try to fix that for these guys by show them, not just how to get the eyeballs, but how to turn the eyeballs into actual deals.
hmm
So yeah. So in general, I think that most agents, they kind of treat social media like a megaphone and not an actual pathway. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I think you're absolutely right. Like they treat it as a megaphone, and then they only do it once for one action, right? And you've got to keep using the megaphone and keep reminding, not and that's what we don't do in society in general, is like the repetition of it, of the reminder. We think, oh, we said it once, everybody should know, everybody heard me, why weren't you listening to me? Well,
Mm-hmm.
how much other noise is out there that's taking attention from your visitors, your audience, right? You
Yep.
have to remember that piece. And so I always kind of like bring it back to McDonald's, Starbucks, all of these companies do not need to continue advertising. They they could keep making money, they could keep sustaining that. But so then you have to ask your question, why do they continue doing it? Mind share, right? They want
Mm-hmm.
to have top of mind visibility so that you continue using them and don't go try the competition, right?
Yep.
It's the same thing. So when you talk about social media and everything being that megaphone, you have to keep using the megaphone, right? And keep reminding them it's here, it's still here, we're out here, check this out, here how I can help you, things like that.
Yep. And we've talked about, the conversion rates, like when you get 1,000 leads, you might close what is 10 to 20, 5 to 15, some between 1 and 3.5% is kind of like the
Yeah.
benchmarks that I've seen. I know there's different stats out there from different places. But yeah, so, if you don't have any clear path, calls to action or funnels in place, then even if somebody's interested and they're engaged, they don't know what to do next. And if there's not a clear next step that makes sense, then the conversion is going to fall. So that's why I think that funnels are really important, because it's a simplified, guided path, right? That takes them from the interest point to action and then to
Yeah.
conversion. And without them, the audience has no map. So,
hmm
what are some good examples of real estate funnels that we can provide?
Yeah, and I want to kind of explain some of the things that you said a little bit more, because I think for you and I, like funnels or conversion, things like that, that's like second nature. Like we understand that, but not everybody, as a real estate agent, understands those common keywords. So if
Yep.
you were to break down a funnel, Max, like how would you explain that to someone in layman's terms?
Yeah, so I would explain a funnel as a pathway from the entrance of interest when selling a product or service, and then the journey that they take and the steps, the funnel steps from top to bottom, how it
Yeah.
takes, and yeah, the steps to get from interest to I've now received money from this person and provided goods and
Yeah.
services.
And so when we look at some of
Yeah.
those funnels, when we talk about that, it's like, okay, we know the standard ways that a lot of agents operate. Like, hey, I'm gonna, use the megaphone. I'm gonna say, because I got a listing, check this out, right? Or maybe it's somebody just sold, right? Or price reduction, right? Or hey, market listings, things like that, right? So we know that these are the commonalities of like buyer seller that you want to go after. Now you have to break it down. How can I offer value to these individuals so that they do use me when they're ready to list or when they're ready to buy, right? So
Yep.
that's where the funnels come in, right? You look at it as a kind of a campaign, a targeted campaign of clients that you want to attract. So when we look at a
Hmm.
buyer one, yeah, if they want to buy a home, break it down. You can get really granular here, and we can do different things of like targeting buyers for a second home or their first home or, a rental home. There's a lot of different avenues you can go down to creating funnels, right? If you look at a seller, you know, it, how are they selling their home? Is it time to sell their home? What's my home worth? Like these all can be different funnels,
Yes,
right?
exactly. Yep. And it's like, yeah, the stages that, they're attracted, and then you've got a funnel that guides them. So it's guidance, and then it's got to qualify them. So the qualification, you got to filter out the low intent leads, and then you nurture them, right? And that can take what, sometimes 6 to 8 touch points, like when somebody's
I
going
could.
through a funnel. Yeah. So, a lot of
And that's
times,
that's the hard part for all of us, right? Is the instant gratification we want. I want them to, well, I got these leads, but they're not ready to do anything now.
mhm,
Okay. Don't stop there. Ask
yep.
yourself, what can I do to stay in front of these people so that when they are ready to do something, I'm the one they choose? That's where the mind share comes in, right? That's where the visibility is. Just because you get them here, how do we get them to a sale is dependent on how often you're staying top of mind in front of them so that when they are ready to act, you are the one that they choose. That's the piece in that funnel of like, hey, are we nurturing them because they're not ready yet? Or are we moving them over here because they are ready? That's the pre-qualification steps. Pre-qualification isn't just to disqualify or move them forward, it's to also identify and segment your database to be like, okay,
Good point.
stay in front of these people here, do this over here, nurture them so that you are the one they choose when they're ready. And you know what? Yeah, some people could be 2 years out, right? Some people could be 5, some people could be a couple months out. Do you want to throw them away so that they go and choose your competition? No. You want to keep nurturing them in your segmented database so that they choose you when they're ready to act. That's the part that so many people we see forget. That's where most of our clients are having success is in that piece. And that's why we bring them back, nurture them, stay in front of them, say hello. Are you ready? Can I ask anything? Can you help you? Be relevant.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a really good point about the segmentation, too, because when you're able to segment, people by, are they a hot lead? What specific funnel are they in? And if they engage, let's say you've got one person that has gone through two different funnels, and they didn't engage with one, but they are more engaged with the other one. then you know what kind of stuff to nurture them with. So all
Yeah.
about the knowledge base. So yeah, so like for example, and I love how you kind of broke down, the buyer funnels, sellers funnels. I think that if we were going to do like a seller lead funnel, like a home valuation, what that might look like is you could post a reel, what's your home worth now in San Antonio, Texas? You're on the reel,
Yeah.
you're given info, X, Y, and Z. Then that post, you give them the clear, if you want a free home valuation, hit the link below or in bio. And then if they do that, they engage, then they're going to land on a landing page, right? And the landing page is where they're going to enter their contact information and their address. And then they're going to submit that, and they're going to receive maybe a CMA report and some tips, like a PDF, right? So you're giving them value. And then once that's sent out, then you've got their email. If they have their phone number in there, you've got their text. Then you can follow that up with maybe a short, strategy call to go over their report. You can talk about the marketing that you provide. And if you're working with Agent Elite, that's going to be really good marketing. Just throwing that out there. Now, yes. So, and then that's when the nurturing begins. So it's like, get the content out there with the message, bring them to your landing page. And then when they enter their info, then they're going to get the valuable piece of information. And then you can track their engagement there within that funnel in your content funnel system, hopefully in CRMs, hopefully, all the agents are using these, but did they open? Did they click? How many people have downloaded? And then, what do I do next? What do we do next with these people? So that's kind of like one real world example that you could do.
Yeah. And everybody needs to think of their marketing funnel, right? It's simple. It's the path someone takes from not knowing you, right? Invisible, to knowing who you are, right? Visibility, and then trusting you enough to hire you to help them either buy or sell that home, right? It's that journey the lead takes before they become that client. And yes, we understand your goal is to get them to become a client, but they got to have that visibility, that awareness, top of funnel. Middle of funnel is going to be that engagement and nurturing, right? They've shown interest, but they're not necessarily ready to buy or sell just yet, right? And then bottom of that funnel is going to be that conversion of them ready to take action. And so the whole funnel is putting the puzzle piece all together. And the biggest thing is, we know that most agents focus on the bottom of the funnel, right? But most successful agents, right, and our clients are focusing on nurturing the middle of the funnel, right in the core, right, with consistent communication, automation, behavioral alerts, personalized follow-up, right? And so here's a way to look at it. Your funnel is like an open house, right? The sign outside gets the attention, that's the top. The tour inside the house builds interest, the middle, the nurture. Okay. The offer at the end closes the deal. That's the bottom of the funnel. That's the easiest way that I can kind of explain it.
Yeah, no, and I think that makes great sense. And yeah, I mean, and it sounds, we can make it much more complicated than it needs to be if we want to. But yes, keeping in mind that the middle stage, that's kind of like where you have to convince them that you're the awareness stage is like, hey, I'm here and I'm a real estate agent. And then that's the awareness. But then when you get to the middle stage, you have to pit yourself against all the other agents. Why should you work with me instead of all these other agents? And then when you convince them, they get down to the decision stage. But that can be the middle stage of the funnel, can be the tricky part, where you got them on the hook for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks, months, however long it might be. So driving the consistent value, as opposed to just putting them in, and if they don't respond or engage, okay, they're just not interested. Like, no, it's going to take some time to get them down to that last stage of the funnel where they're actually going to decide to work with you. So that can be the trickiest part, I think, for people, is the consistency and sticking to it. And hey, maybe it's
Yeah.
not just one email you send out, you know, that middle part, it might be 6 or 7 emails and 3 or 4 texts. And, you
It's
know,
boring, and it can be draining to see all the effort that you put out there not turn into a result yet. And that's where most agents tend to give up and switch and move to something else. When if they stick it out a tiny bit longer, they're going to see the compounding effect their work has had. That's where people start transitioning. That's where we're seeing clients become successful is they're like, "Oh, wow, I almost gave up and I decided to do, a few more, give it a few more months. Now I'm seeing like the machine is working now."
yep.
Like, "Oh, if I add something here and I do this and I do this, it's kind of funneling through." That's the piece that is hard because we are in instant gratification. And
Yes.
I post several times and I did this. And I mean, just take it from us guys. Like, we did it for 3 years and we're like, okay, we got a like, we got this. We did it for 3 years. And then we started seeing, okay, people are going here, they're doing this. No, we don't want the vanity metrics. The likes
Yeah.
aren't going to get
Right.
you what you
Yep.
need, right? It's getting more eyeballs and on it. It's getting more out there over and over to get things out there. So
Exactly. And I love the point you made about the vanity metrics, because I was just talking with an agent yesterday and I just asked her, you know, hey, how do you know what you're doing on social media is working or not? And she's like,
exactly.
well, you know, my partner looks at followers, and if we're growing in followers, then what we're doing, you know, we think it's working. And I said, yeah, absolutely, it's working to get followers, but a follower isn't worth much if they're not engaging and they're not you know, becoming potential clients. So
Yeah.
that's the point of the funnel, right? So you get all the followers and the likes. That's great. I'm glad that you like my video and you think that it's a really cool video. But now, you know, I need you to take the next step, which is, hey, are
Yeah, it's the
you?
intention,
Yep.
right? That's the big shift that we're seeing is like, cool, it was great to get followers, it was great to get likes, it was great to get comments, it was great to get shares. What are they doing with it, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so targeting everyone isn't going to help you achieve the result that you want or the goal or anything, right? It's the intention behind the people you're targeting, right?
Yep.
And so that you hit right on it. It's like the followers don't pay, right?
Right.
It, it, but it is the first part of the equation that you need to get
Mm-hmm.
into.
Yep. And there's a big difference, you know, at that top stage of a funnel if you blast out, I'm a real estate agent in this neighborhood in San Diego, call me or DM me if you are looking to buy or sell. That's, you know, generic, and it's casting a really wide net, right? But like, let's say you do an open house and you do some filming and there's parts of the house that match like a specific lifestyle. Like, let's say there's a kitchen that's just gorgeous and it's got, you know, a center island, and you can take a video and really paint the picture of what it would be like to cook in that kitchen. And then you post that video out there, and there's somebody that's like in the market and they're really big into cooking and they watch Food Network all the time and they see this kitchen and their interest is piqued because they're like, wow, like I could envision myself standing in that kitchen and cooking. Life would be great. You know, so it's like speaking more directly to people that are going to be interested, that are more likely to engage.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
Um, but don't forget you have to start there. So you tailor your content, you tailor your message to the people you want to work with, to your target audience, right?
Yep.
And then that's the part of the funnel, top of the funnel. Get everybody to look at it, but the people we want, like talk to the people you want to actually engage with you.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Well, I'll tell you what, Shauna, this is all well and good, but like, how do I build the actual funnel? Before you answer that, we're going to go into that right now. So we're going to give some actionable steps I mean, and tell me if you agree. Nowadays, using drag and drop funnel builders, there's Go High Level, there's ClickFunnels, there's Lead Pages, there's there's Agent Elite, there's all kinds of different systems and tools that are fairly simple. I'm not saying it's, like just anybody can do it, but almost anybody with a little bit of diligence can build a landing page, can build a funnel. What do you think about that? Or
I mean,
am I
yes,
making it, am I oversimplifying it?
anybody can make it and build it. It's just, are people actually doing it? And then are they following through? Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so I encourage you, start by just building one and then start, perfecting it with different iterations.
Yes.
Um,
Yep. I think so too. And a lot of times too, there's templates, right? So you
yeah.
go, if you're using like a ClickFunnels or like a Go High Level, you go in there and there are hundreds of templates that might say, here's a 3-step funnel template, and it's got everything laid out. You can change it to your brand colors fairly easily, upload your logo fairly easily, and then modify the copy how you want. So it saves a lot of time. You don't have to literally build it from scratch, and it's simple, clean. At least I think, when I think of real estate personally, and this is subjective, but when I'm like on something, I like to see something that's simple, clean, kind of just to the point right away. Like I know why I'm on that page right away, like within 2 to 3 seconds. And then, you can embed, right? If you have great content, you have a great video, you have a listing video, you have an example, like a case study, you can put a video of that right in your landing page. And, that could explain, give some face time.
It can be simple, drag and drop, add a video. It doesn't need to be this drawn out, long process, right? It's, keep it simple. Your page should talk about what your offer is, who you are, have the video, and have a simple contact form that they can fill out. People want to fill something out before they pick up the phone. People just do not want to pick up the phone and call people anymore. They're like, how can I get this without talking to someone? How can I hide behind this screen and just like, chat or text or anything? And so, as much as real estate agents want people to call them, want them that way, it's not what everybody's doing, right? And so you got to make sure that you are being available and allowing people to contact you in multiple ways, right? And that's why we
Yes.
talk about, hey, you've got your website, you've got your phone number, you've got your email, you've got your
Mm-hmm.
contact form, you got your social media. That's the importance of having that presence everywhere.
Yep. And like we say, everything at the end should route back to your website.
To you. Yep.
Yep. Awesome.
It's a lot
So
easier to
yes.
remember the website than the phone number, right? Like if I gave out a phone number 619-780-6686, or I said visit agentelite.com, like what are you more likely to remember right now? If I ask you in 10 minutes and I said, how do you get a hold of me? You're probably gonna be like, yeah, agentelite.com.
Agentelite.com for sure.
So we have
Absolutely.
to remember those.
Yeah, unless you've got one of those
policies.
novelty numbers that's like the Pizza Hut one, 488-8888. Remember those?
I didn't know that one for the Pizza Hut, but yeah, like, or the jingles that you hear, like bell
Yeah, yeah.
bondsman or
Right.
attorney,
So if
things
you
like
have that,
yeah.
hey, that's great. If you have that sweet, like, 1-888 Matt sells or something like that,
And the
that's
great thing
great.
is with
That's
the
great.
internet too, is like go plug in that phone number. Like the first thing is it's gonna pop up that business or whoever
Yeah.
is right there. So
Yes, exactly.
use it if
Exactly.
you've got it.
All right. So for agents listening, what to do this week or over the next month when you have the time? I say choose one service or promise, that you have. Is it, a virtual open house? Is it a buyer's guide, seller's guide, a free home valuation? One of those, and build a landing page around that promise that gives, that the heading, what you offer, a simple video in there if you want, a contact form, and then publish, 2 to 3 reels pointing to that landing page, talk about the service, tell people what they're going to get, short and sweet, to the point. Doesn't have to be, you don't need a camera crew or anything like that. Just, your iPhone.
When we talk about a reel, right? That's just a simple short video. Okay.
Yep.
That's what they call short form content. It is a short video. Okay. That's what you want to use a reel as. It's like what, 20, 30 seconds typically.
Yep.
Maybe a little longer, but keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it.
Yep. And then so you got your 2 to 3 reels, your short videos, you post them, you add your call to action, link in bio for your free report, or DM value to get your, you can ask them to DM, try different things, ask them to DM you, ask them to click a link, and see what resonates. Because if somebody DMs you, then you can just say, yep, here you go, boom, and you send them the link to the funnel. And then follow up, right? That's where, like, follow up with them right away. If you're using, your Agent Elite CRM, these people, they're going to enter their contact information. They're going to go into CRM, and then you can start leveraging the smart automations and the AI that the system has to determine, are they actually looking at my website? Did they make it through the funnel X, Y, and Z? And like, monitor your results, How many people visited? How many people clicked? How many calls did you make? And the good thing is, adding your 3 to 5 leads, or what is it, Sean? At least 3 leads a day, right? That's
3 leads a day. 3 leads a day. That is how simple. If you did
this, and you
5 days a week.
You boost the funnel, and you get 7, 8, 9 leads each week. Hey, that's great. That's, a couple days worth of leads right there, almost 3 days worth of leads right there. So, it all conjoins together in the digital ecosystem. And we talked about that. And, to wrap it up, like, visibility is the start, but the profits come when you have that aligned funnel path. That's like the visibility is the awareness. It pulls them in, and then you're bringing them through that straight line journey, as straight as possible, to a conversion point. And that's my challenge for you agents. Build a funnel, right? And if you're having an issue, or you need some help, hit us up. You can DM me. You can visit agentelite.com, schedule a demo, call us. Like, we're there to help.
Call your account manager if you're already a client.
Yep.
Right. So those are the biggest things, is like it, and it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need to go out and buy another tool or another thing to build a funnel or anything. A funnel is a term for a strategy. That's all it is. It's a strategy of a landing page, and then the nurturing and the follow-up to it. That's all it is.
100%. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, listen, get out there, go build a funnel, try this stuff out, and let us know how it works out for you. And if we don't hear from you, then we will see you next week on Elite Zone Live, and go have a great week.
Awesome, everybody. Bye.